most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi there, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
And
therapist.
together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
All right, today we're going to talk about the 10 best shoulder pain relief exercises. We got 10 of them. You try them, you see which one works for you, and those are the ones you apply
That's
to
it.
your
Just
life.
keep working them.
If you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, go to bobandbrad.com, go to the giveaway section. This week we're giving away...
Oh, the large loop bands for exercise and for pull-ups.
They come with 5 of them, right?
Yeah, 5.
And
Well, we're missing
var-
the yellow one, but
varying thickness, and they
yes.
come with handles too.
Yep, there we go.
2 of them.
Yeah,
actually.
we only have one right here.
Go to Bob and Brad on Facebook if you want to find the contest. They'll be pinned to the top of the page, the contest to win. Go to Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or Zinn if you want a 60-second version of our program. We also have Bob and Brad clips that are 60-second Bob and Brad channel on YouTube.
And did you say podcasts?
Oh, yeah, we have a podcast
That's
too. We're
right.
everywhere.
That's right.
All right, the first one is really not an exercise, but it makes a huge difference. I have every one of my patients, shoulder patients, do this one.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I have them take a pillow, and if you're sitting in a chair, I want that arm supported. Throughout the day, every time you can, try to have a pillow to support. If you're in the car and you're not driving, you should have a pillow supporting your hand.
Yep.
And what that does is a lot of people are having trouble with placement of their shoulder blade. And by putting a pillow in place there, it pushes that shoulder blade up into the right position.
Yep.
So it's going to give you some relief quite often.
Yeah, it takes that also the traction that your arm can put through that joint.
Right.
And it relieves that. People just say almost always immediately, "Oh yeah, that does feel better."
Yeah, I mean, they come back the second treatment, and I usually give them one exercise, but they all like the pillow.
This is typically one when that shoulder's pretty painful. I mean, if you're using it a lot, it's still a good place to rest it.
Yeah, it's if you were knitting or something or crocheting, it's good to have a pillow underneath your.
I quit doing that a couple years ago.
Good for you. All right, today the second one is we're going to do the Mulligan technique. Brian Mulligan, physical therapist from New Zealand, right, Brad?
Par excellence.
Yes, and he
master.
Came up with this one. So you can do it on a chair, or Brad's going to do it with the Booyah stick. So basically what you're going to do is you're trying to push the head of the shoulder, the ball of the shoulder down into the socket where it's supposed to be. A lot of people have trouble with that.
You're not going to actually push it, but your muscles are going to bring it there.
Your muscles are going to put it in place. So what you do is you start by pushing the hand down to the floor.
Yep.
And you actually walk away from it while you're pushing the entire time, and then you can walk toward it again.
So, like if you use a stick, you just think, I always tell my patients, think about pushing the stick like down.
Like you're spearing the ground.
The angle of the stick is the direction I'm pushing. And then I walk out and walk back in. Now, when you do this, it should feel better and you should be able to get more range.
Right.
With less pain.
Yeah, it should be a sneaky way of getting more motion in the shoulder. Because look at this once. If I go right here and, my shoulder's right there. But if I go like this and then I stand up, I actually got that much range.
Again, remember all these exercises, if they create pain, particularly sharp pain, you cross that one off. It's not going to be one you're going to do. Maybe later as it improves.
Now, if you want some relief and actually doing some good for the shoulder, this next one is good because it's strengthening the rotator cuff muscles. And there's basically 3 motions that you have to do this. And Brad's going to demonstrate them. But there was a study that showed that this actually helps decrease the pain almost immediately. So it's something you can do, strengthen and plus decrease your pain.
Sure, yep.
So 15 to 30 seconds is you do an isometric strengthening. So Brad's going to show abduction first.
Okay, so that's out to the side. I'm going to put the pillow on the wall just so you can see when I'm putting pressure. But 30 degrees, this is 90, this is 45, and we're going to go here, and that's what they recommend.
Sure.
30 degrees out. You can go directly against the wall, but you'll see like there, and I'm pushing in. You can see the pressure into the pillow. It's actually more comfortable with a pillow.
Hold it for 15 to 30 seconds.
Yep. So,
and again, if it feels better, that it's good for you. If it actually makes it feel worse, you maybe not don't want to do that one right now.
Right. Yep. All these injuries are different. Some respond to different exercises. Should we do
The other
the?
motion is the external rotation.
Yep.
So there's two muscles, the spinatus and the teres minor. I had it there. First
So-
one was the supraspinatus.
So we're going this way, and again, we want 30 degrees flexion of the humerus and out a little bit. So bring it out there, and I'm just going to.
Yeah, he's pushing with the whole forearm
Yep,
there. Yep.
So I'm
See
pushing
how that's
in
going
that direction. Hold it 15 to 30 seconds. That's an isometric. Again, should feel, if you feel relief and it's like, oh boy, that feels good, put that as one of your exercises you're going to do more often.
So the fourth muscle of the rotator cuff is the subscapularis, which actually internally rotates.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can actually just do belly presses, put your hand on your belly and push in for 15 to 30 seconds. But Brad actually has been having better luck with this one. Brad has some shoulder pain.
Yeah, from swimming, I've got a swimmer shoulder. And so I take my hand like this, put my back of my hand right about at the belt level, and then I pull the hand away from the back, and that gets set. And that's
Subscapularis. And plus,
Thank you.
he's doing a little bit of stretching
Yep.
to the muscle too.
Yep. And I usually just go pressure on or pull it out and off, out and off. It's been a very beneficial one for me to do. I've been happy with it.
Awesome. All right, next one is the Statue of Liberty. This one you're going to need a broomstick or a pole or some type of device. We use the Booyah stick because it's got rubber tips on it and it's got very good grip.
Yeah, it's about
You
the
can-
right diameter, inch and a half is
Yeah.
what works best.
So you can do this possibly standing if you're shorter, right?
Sure.
But I have to do it in a chair.
Here. You want to do it facing, and I'll do
Sure,
the profile?
that sounds good. So you're gonna secure that the bottom part of it. That's why if you have a broomstick, you might have to put tape on the bottom or something.
Yeah, if you got a chair that has cloth, it might grip enough. You don't want it slipping around.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna work your way up. Let's say you have a little weakness in the arm, even you might crawl your way up a little bit, and then you're gonna go as far as it'll allow you, and then you're gonna lean forward. Now you maintain the grip. Don't let it slide down.
Right.
Yeah, that's the part of it. You're trying to put actually a little bit of traction on the shoulder, so you can get pressure on, or you can hold it for 20 seconds. But you can go pressure on, pressure off, or you can hold it continuous.
Yep.
So what's nice about this, I've had people with arthritis and rotator cuff problems. They love this one because they can see the progress too. Like a lot of them start here,
Yep.
their shoulders real tight and they can't get up. I get it up very far. Then they start here, but by the time they come back to me, they're up here and they're like, yeah, I can move my arm better
Yeah.
now. So it works really well for that. It's again one you can do throughout the day
Right,
if you have good
right.
luck with it.
Yep.
So
I started that one with actually a 13-year-old baseball pitcher. He was pitching. He had to have this motion. So he would reach way up high and really stretch it out. And again, it felt good. It was a good stretch. It did not create pain.
we had an Olympic swimmer that it helped. They commented in the comments. He said, "I'm a participant."
Say
So,
no more,
yeah,
Bob.
and he's that's what you're having trouble with.
That's
so.
right.
All right, next one is one everybody should be doing, to be honest, because we're all having trouble with posture.
Mhm.
So this is one you do throughout the day, just as I've had people that relieve pain too, because if you're like this all day long, you're
Yeah.
sometimes pinching the shoulder. So you do W's, and I like to do W's to Y's. So you start with a W, and then you go up to a Y. And while you're going up to the Y, I'm actually squeezing the shoulder blades together the entire time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can able to see this, Brad. So I can
Look
do
at
a
the
W,
wrinkles in his shirt.
and then I keep the W, or I keep the
Yeah.
pressure on the scapula or the shoulder blades while I'm doing it.
Come over here. You can do this on the wall. Then
Yeah.
then you're flat and you got really good posture and do that. My shoulders are tight
Yeah,
inherently. I mean, I was born with tight shoulders, Bob. I think.
sure.
I blame it on my father. The genetic thing.
Yeah, that's right. All right, next one is actually, this is part of the McKenzie approach, and they start with what you should do is actually shoulder extension.
Sure.
And
yeah.
and I've also seen McKenzie mention, like, if you are working overhead for a long period of time,
Hmm.
you might want to counterbalance it by doing some extension.
Sure.
So you can do it with a pole
Yep.
or a broomstick, and you can pull it back and really give a good stretch like
Yep.
that. You can go like Brad's
Yep.
doing it,
Yep.
or you can actually, if you have the mobility, you could even take your hands, clasp them together,
Yeah.
and just go back like this.
I have a hard time doing that, so
Yeah,
I usually take a towel, I put a stick, and then do it. But
Yeah.
this is hard for me.
But again, 10 of these: pressure on, pressure off, pressure on, pressure off. Again, a good preventative one if you're working overhead,
Sure.
or working maybe on somebody's hair or something.
Or even on a computer.
Yeah.
It's just a good exercise.
All right, next one, Brad's going to demonstrate. This is actually cross fiber massage.
Oh,
This is where we're trying to, if you think sometimes scar tissue has developed over some of the tendons, or they've been pinched for a while, so they're a little bit damaged.
This is particularly people that have had this nagging shoulder problem for weeks or even months. You got to get in there and break up some of that scar tissue, and that's my situation.
Right, and so you got to follow the bone here, and you can feel the bone right there, and just a little bit below that, you'll find the tender spot, right, Brad?
Yep.
So
Mine's going away now, but I could easily find, and that's that super.
probably put it-
Yep, that's a good idea, Bob. Right.
so you're pushing hard with the fingers. You're not just moving the skin.
Yeah,
You're actually getting in there
Yeah.
and really rubbing.
that's right.
And this is, I have to admit, Brad, this is the one that really helped me at one time when I was younger. I was doing everything, nothing made it different.
Yep.
And finally, I started doing this, and was better in a couple
And this
days.
is from Dr. Syriacs.
Yep. James
So
Syriacs.
you go across this way, not up and down,
Yeah,
but you go
across the fibers.
Now, I found with mine in the last few weeks, I do this, and this shoulder, my arm and my hand always get so fatigued, and I want to go more. And he suggests minutes, and
Yeah,
I've got one of these
They
now.
like to do it for 15 minutes, they
Yeah.
say, which is too long for most people.
And so what I'm doing now is I take this, and you have to have the round ball on there. You don't go straight in on it. That's just going to beat it up. You have to go sideways so you're getting that head, because this is on these massage guns. They travel forward and backwards, and that would beat it up. This actually does that cross friction movement, and it's much easier. And actually, I could feel distinctly when I'd go over that tendon, and now I can just barely feel it. Things are coming in the right direction.
Yeah, that's what you want to feel, actually, is when you start doing it, if it keeps hurting, or even gets worse, you can't do the massage. It's
Yeah.
too tender. You might ice it. But if you do it, and after like 30 seconds to 60 seconds, it actually starts to feel numb or a little bit better.
Yeah.
You are golden. That is when you want to make sure you're doing the cross fiber.
Boy, I'm golden, Bob, because this is feeling good now.
Yeah, this is what's always nice when we develop problems ourselves, because we figure out solutions that you probably wouldn't have known that. You wouldn't have known that the massager would work on that.
No, and it's
I
like I
mean-
was stretching away, and I looked over, and I was like, gosh, maybe this will make my life a little easier, and it is.
All right.
I went swimming this morning, Bob, and it's clearly improving.
Oh, good.
Should
The
we-
final one is just outright hanging. This is from Dr. Kirsch
Yep.
and his book. I'll find his book while you're hanging, Brad.
Yeah, Dr. Kirsch is an orthopedic shoulder surgeon. He's retired now, but he developed this system, and he wrote a book, and he's got like the 4th or 5th edition. And I'm doing it right now. And this is one of my staple exercises for my shoulder pain from swimming. There we go. Now I gently take my pressure or my body weight down. I really like the hanging. You can do this on a pull-up bar. We use the hanging handles. This works well because you can control your weight with your back against the wall. It sure is good posture. You don't start swinging. And I'm going to slowly bring it down. And when I first started, I wouldn't total hang.
Right.
Now I do. I take my legs right off the ground and I'll hang. And 30 seconds is about all I do.
Yeah, and you develop better grip strength after a while, so you can
Yep.
hang on easier. But Mike, if you want to come over here just real quickly. So this is his book, Shoulder Pain, The Solution and Prevention, the exercise that heals the shoulder and relieves back pain, it says too. So yeah, this is the 5th edition. John Kirsch, Kirsch, and really nice guy. We've had some email correspondence. And,
Right.
The testimonials in here are amazing.
Yeah,
the
I
people
mean,
that say that it helped them.
and we've, you know, with our personal experience and our patients and the comments we get back from people as they
Right.
started hanging, and they're having really good success. So it's a wonderful,
There we
wonderful
go. We gave you
self-treatment.
10 options. And remember, Brad and I can fix just about anything.
except for
A broken heart.
there you go, Bob. Yeah, but none of these are going to help.
You know.